JD Martinez signed with the Mets, which is really funny for a couple of reasons. One, good for him. We're really glad he's playing baseball professionally still. He signed a 1-year, $12 million contract. This is another swing and a miss for Scotty B.
Dude.
Who can't get his guys any of the money they want anymore.
No. And
This
I
has been a
love
bad
it, by the
offseason for
way.
them.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm all for guys getting paid. But there are certain Scott Boras clients who I don't want to see get. I shouldn't say I don't want to see them get paid, but I would like to see him taken down a couple notches. Unfortunately, I guess at their behest, right?
Yeah.
That he's demanding all this money going into spring training, even, and these teams are holding strong. They're like, no, we're not going to pay him this much money. We're not going to pay a 5-inning pitcher 7-inning pitcher money because you want us to. No, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And here, JD Martinez, an aging slugger, is not going to get money like he would have in his prime just because Scott Boras was demanding it.
Now, that's the somber side of the story, but the really funny side of the story is that JD Martinez said he's addicted to the playoffs. So he signed with the Mets.
Yeah.
Now, listen, we're all hoping, honestly, unless you hate the Mets, a part of you has to be hoping they finally pull it together. Like, unless you hate the Mets, you gotta own up to that little twinge, at least a little twinge, of wanting this all to pay off with Steve
I'll say
Cohen.
this, Brig. I got a couple buddies at my day job who are Mets fans.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit funny just like watching their misery just because they own it. They own it from spring training through October. They stick with it because last year when everybody was picking the Mets, everybody's picking the Mets for everything in the AL and the NL East, right? And I asked one, I was like, hey, are the Mets finally going to pull it together this year? He's like, no, they'll find a way to mess it up. And it was March, and that was his response.
For sure. Well, maybe JD Martinez is the linchpin they've been looking for, Brad. Maybe he's the keystone.
He's got that addiction to feed.
He's got that addiction. JD Martinez also said it almost feels like there's more teams out there not trying to win than teams that are trying to win. Now, that's not a news flash, Copernicus. We all know that's going on, but we're really excited that you let us know that it's official.
That's a Scott Boras line. He was fed that line directly by his agent.
You're right. That's probably
and the
true.
issue that Scotty B has is that a lot of teams have figured out how to win by building a farm system, and that doesn't get him money now. It's going to get him money with guys like Cal Raleigh, who are coming up and will be hitting free agency in, I think, another 3 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But he doesn't care about that.
No,
he
wants
cares
money
about
now.
His guys on the market now. And he wants to see teams overpaying for players today. Because then once those guys are locked up long term, he never has to think about them again.
That's right. That's true. Then it's just dividend money.
And so at this point, he's got to deal with Blake Snell again next offseason. He's got to deal with, golly, why can't I think who else? He might have to deal with JD Martinez again next season. So he's going to have a lot more clients on the market next year than he had this year, and I don't see things getting better.